Hi there, my name's Colin and this is the Action Figure Resource video channel, the place for all your action figure news, reviews, tutorials and guides. Today I'm going to be looking at Kenner's Star Wars A New Hope Chewbacca figure, released in 1977. Before we get into the video though, don't forget to subscribe below, smash that like button and click on the bell icon to be informed of all my future videos. When you click on the bell icon, make sure you select all on the drop down menu to get notified every time I upload a new video. If you would like to support this channel in order that I can continue making videos like this, why not become a member of the AFR member site? When you become a member of the AFR member site, you will get access to my database of more than 60,000 action figures. Each figure is listed individually with information on its release date, the manufacturer, accessories, rarity, and their historical value. You will also find hundreds of videos, tutorials, guides, ebooks, and checklists. Okay, let's get on with today's video.
ActionFigureResource.com. Yesterday's toys, today's treasures.
Chewbacca was a very popular figure for Kenner, and this was the only version of the character produced for the vintage line and was featured on every card back from 1978 to 1985, including the Power of the Force line. Every kid who collected Star Wars had to have a fierce-looking, tender-hearted Chewie in their collection. Kenner did a great job with this figure, who towered above members of the Imperial forces. Chewie was a member of the shaggy, sentient Wookiee race, who were renowned for their hair-trigger tempers. Chewbacca was an ardent adventurer who became a hero during the Clone Wars and even assisted Jedi Master Yoda escape from the clutches of the rising Imperial Empire and became a fugitive. It was during this period, while fleeing from a cadre of Imperial TIE fighters, that he crossed paths with a young Imperial lieutenant called Han Solo, who ultimately saves the Wookiee from certain death, and the two become inseparable friends. The Chewbacca figure was first released in 1977 as part of the early bird certificate package, and then later on the 12 back cards. The Chewbacca figure was one of the tallest in the line and was moulded completely from a brown plastic. On many of these old vintage figures, the limbs have become slightly discoloured and are a lighter colour to the body, making it look like a different shade of plastic was used. But this is not the case at all. His head sculpt was painted with blue on white eyes, a black nose, combed back hair or fur, and white snarling teeth, as well as a white ammo belt with cartridges on over his shoulder. He only had 4 points of articulation, and these were on his shoulders and hips, and only allowed for an up and down movement of the limbs, a far cry from the multiple points of articulation on most modern day action figures. But back in the day, kids or their parents queued for hours in order to pick these up. Due to the fact there was only one Chewbacca sculpt made for the entire vintage Star Wars figures line, he is easy to find loose in fairly good condition. However, original 12-back or early bird package samples are very difficult to find. The only accessory he came with was his bowcaster, which is often missing from figures sold on the secondary market. The detail on the sculpt was pretty good, all things considered and by 1970 standards. There were 3 important variations of Chewbacca's bowcaster. Firstly, an early version was made of a dark green translucent plastic, which was probably included in the early bird package. The second variation is the standard blue-black bowcaster that was included with most of the carded samples. And thirdly, there was a lighter blue version packaged with the Empire Strikes Back carded figures. There were also 2 possible colours of his tool pouch, a hard-to-find iridescent green pouch that was featured on the earliest samples of the figure, and a more standard brown tool pouch. This means that the rarest and earliest samples of this figure would be those with the translucent dark green bowcaster, green pouch, and a GMFI 1977 Made in Hong Kong COO stamp. This figure, mint on the card, is valued at around $375. On a 12 back, on a 20 or 21 back card, $215. On the Empire Strikes Back card, $100. A mint on a card Return of the Jedi card, $80. And a Power of the Force carded figure for $115. Mint loose and complete with a standard bowcaster, he sells for approximately $16, and mint loose and complete with the green bowcaster for between $30 to $35. Please note, these values are for informational purposes only and are not a solicitation or offer to buy any of these prices. If you want to help support this channel, you can become an AFR member by following the link in the description box below.
Welcome to the best action figure guide in the world, the largest database of action figures on the internet with 60,000 plus individual vintage action figures listed, including Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles, and many, many more. Each toy listing has information on its release date, the manufacturer, product number, its rarity, and the historical value of the toy.
You can become an AFR member by following the link in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out my other videos here. Until next time, bye for now.
actionfigureresource.com. Yesterday's toys, today's treasures.